What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time it is Doctor Strange from Infinity War, and you can order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link down below. Let's start off with a box. Beautiful box as usual for Infinity War. As you can see here, there's some, anytime that you had this Doctor Strange, you see this sparkly kind of effects on anything, whether it's on Instagram or Hot Toys or whatever it is. You always see that there. And typical Infinity War here, it's kind of like a sleeved one, so you can see there it's kind of embossed with that gauntlet right there. Beautiful artwork here, Doctor Strange. Now I did have the previous Doctor Strange from his own movie, which is it's a bit similar. It's just a different head sculpt basically, and this one has a few more accessories. Give and take. You lose the book. Well, I don't know the name of the book, but you gain some weapons of a lot of things. I don't even know what the name is, but it's nice. So you can see the accessories here. It's a bit more expensive than the original Doctor Strange, just a little bit, but I think it's I wish I had the other one to make a comparison, but I don't. But this one comes with various hands, which is pretty awesome, because Doctor Strange and I would say and Scarlet Witch use their fingers a lot, so it's really nice that you have several different gestures in here. And also, as you can see, the hands, if you watch the first movie, he has this incisions and all that stuff. So yeah, really nice detail on those. And you got the sling ring, which is made out of plastic or rubber. It's really soft though, so I guess you can still break them, but I imagine it's gonna be hard because they're a little bit flexible. So they're there. I don't see much. Maybe I'll use them. I don't know. I don't even think did he use it that much in the movie Infinity War. Perhaps not. Now, before this one came out, I see a bunch of guys using this in a hot glue. These weapons, which is pretty awesome, to be quite honest with you. But I mean, it's included in this figure. They're good. I like them, but I just don't see myself using them as much as I should. And the Infinity Stone right there, the Eye of, is it Agamotto or something? I don't know. And then we got the stand of Doctor Strange. I'm glad that they didn't opt for those big stands, kind of like in the first movie. And as usual, you got his effects here for the ring and the sling ring and all that stuff. He has some new ones compared to the first version. This triangular, psychedelic effect in here. And this one, you've seen this in the previous Doctor Strange. He has a particularly new one. It's a big one right here. So he used that against Thanos. So this is nice effect right here as well. I do have the 3D case, so it's a bit of a, I guess this is nice if you're not taking pictures of just displayed. And the backdrop is pretty awesome as well, as you can see here, the guy with a bunch of hands, and this is the backdrop. So the idea is you put him in front of it, so you have that effect. It's nice, although I do like the first one better. If I had to choose, the first one is versatile, so I use that with the Crow, and you can use that on any figure really, especially some darker ones. But yeah, it's there, so what are you gonna complain about? The outfit is pretty awesome. If this is your first time having Doctor Strange, you are gonna have a good time staring at this outfit, because really intricate. There's a lot of details on it. You can see the belt, so many layers. It's just beautiful. It's just breathtaking when you look at this. But since I've had the previous Strange, so this is nothing new to me, but still, nothing to sell short on Hot Toys here. They really did a great job as far as tailoring and overall details on this Doctor Strange. Now, the biggest, now I wouldn't say big debate, but I wish I'd have sold my previous Doctor Strange, because at one point it was selling for $800, or maybe less than that. I wish I would have known, because a lot of people were scared that this version would not come out, and it made sense had it not came out, because of the a slight tweak. Well, not a slight tweak. The head sculpt is completely different. Now it's apples to orange, whatever you feel you like better. This one's a tiny bit more expensive, although It's if they're both on sale, and let's say I like this better just because I like Infinity War. I don't particularly like his individual movie, like his solo movie. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I do realize that he's a big part of the Avengers, and Infinity War and Endgame are I just gotta get those guys in that movie right there. I just love Infinity War so much that I sold my previous Doctor Strange to get this guy, even though I do understand that there's not a whole lot of big difference, but knowing, I guess the collector in me, just the completionist in me, not this time though, because I'm not gonna get Rocket or Groot. Maybe I won't. It's because of the issues with Groot's leg, it's kind of keeping me away, but I don't know. I hope they do come out on the end game with a better leg. But going back to Doctor Strange, you can see the boot here. One thing that I would say is that I wish they would have put the ankle articulation here, because that's one thing that's missing in the first one. But as far as the head sculpt, so this is the debate here. Which one is better? I would say they're both good. It depends on your preference. Now, having this in hand now, I'm gonna be a little biased here, because like I said, my decisions gets kind of being swayed by the movie, because they're both good. If one is so much better than the other one, then I would lean towards that. But putting movie aside, just eye test, personal preference again, you might have a different opinion than me. I kind of like the first one better as far as the head sculpt. This one looks like he does have Botox. Looks like the eyes are a bit stretched towards the side. It doesn't mean that it's a terrible head sculpt. I think it's really great. One of Hot Toys' best, but I prefer the first one better. I just like the movie really well. The Infinity War had, if you had the first one and you're not like myself, who just kind of OCDing on the type of figure that you have in your collection, the first one would just be fine. Really, it would be. You get that nice book. In exchange for several weapons, let's say the sword and whatever that thing is, the fabric kind of thing, so you exchange that for that, but you also save money if they came out at the same time. But I mean, if you can get the first one for cheap, and I'm talking about, because this one is around what, 256 or 260, if you can get one for 200, I would say that's a good deal, and you might just want to jump on that. But if the rest of your collection is Infinity War, then this would make more sense, because you just want your collection to be uniform. Like myself, I just want that. I got my Cap, my Iron Man, and him, and even my I did pre-ordered Winter Soldier. So it's a personal preference, really, but it's really up to you guys. And I'll put them in a few posts here. This is how there's always something on this effects that you can hold on to. Now this is great if you're displaying him, because obviously if you don't, I do have the 3D case, the 3D hologram case. So if you haven't seen it, go check out my collection video, you'll see it there. So they do have some pretty nice effects for Doctor Strange in there. But if you don't have one, you're gonna put them in the detail. This is great, but if you're taking a picture, you might as well use the post-processing effects, because that looks so much better if you're taking a photo. But again, displayed in a cabinet, this is a good option right here. Now this is him holding the sword. I know there's names for these things, I just didn't bother researching them, so don't kill me in the comments section. Well, you can tell me in the comment section, so maybe it'll stick to my mind here. But this is nice. Again, it's a bit tight when you put it on his hand, in a sense that I feel like I'm gonna chip the paint inside the hand. Now I know it's not a big deal for some people, but I buy and sell figures all the time, so I don't see myself using this accessories as much as I think I would. And also it's a bit sharp on the handle of the sword, so it kind of worries me that it'll chip up the paint. And most of you guys are gonna say, well, it's who cares, it's a hand, it's your collection. But again, I might sell this, if the next Doctor Strange is so much better with the light up, I don't know, ice or light up Eye of Agamotto or whatever the name is, then I might get that. So I try to keep my figures in mint condition as possible, so that when I sell them, if I do sell them, the person, it'll be just fair to the person buying it, and plus I can get more bang for my figures that way. And this guy has no limitations when it comes to posing him, so let me just take that out there. So for those who are looking for articulation, poses or videos, I don't do that, but this is just a regular figure with clothing that's made out of cloth and not rubbery material, so you can pretty much there's no hindrance whatsoever, maybe in the shoulders, but really tiny bit. But at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want with this figure and you won't feel guilty, unlike if you do that on the Homecoming Spider-Man, which is he's a bit flexible, but because of the nature of the material, it's hard to do. And this is one of his poses that I'm talking about, that you can make the use of the cardboard box, although that requires you to kind of put him elevated here, and kind of limits what kind of pose that you have with him. So I just basically copied what's on the cardboard box. It looks it's a nice looking piece, but I'd rather have the previous one, or maybe just a backdrop of Titan, without the hands. But there you go, guys. This is Doctor Strange for Infinity War. You can see there's so many accessories that's included in here, so many special effects, and you are really gonna get your money's worth. So I love the movie, so I can't recommend this enough. It's a good looking figure. If you don't have any Doctor Strange yet, I would highly recommend you pick this one up, because if you've seen what happened the last time on the first Doctor Strange, the price shot up, and you don't want that to happen to you now, maybe like 8 months from now. I know there might be another Doctor Strange movie, but who knows when that's gonna come out, in 2-3 years. So in the meantime, secure this while it's still available at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put the link down below. Get one. If another one comes out, there's always new collectors out there. You might lose some money, but at least in the next 2-3 years, you are happy that you have a Doctor Strange in your collection. So again, but if you have the previous one, you can hold on to that. If you really want the uniform display, I get it, then maybe you can sell the other one, lose a little bit of money. But again, I highly recommend this figure. Would you double dip? I probably won't, but it's up to you guys. But again, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. It really motivates me to do more videos. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll see you guys in the next review, and thank you for watching.